hope it might even be a topic that people could send in their weed of the day and put in our magazine. I'm an value adding. I agree with Dennis Dowden, who gave a talk. He's the sales manager of QP Stock Foods, who are a sponsor for our annual show, and he maintained at least 90% of a chook's tucker should be chook food. And of course, obviously he advocates his brand, which is a very good brand. So most of the stuff that you feed your chook should be chook food. Other stuff should be a little bit of a treat. My birds get mainly chook food, they get a bit of hard grain in the afternoon, and the odd handful of food scraps. And that's about it. We also use weeds in 3 ways. I use them for medicinal purposes, I use them for pest repellent purposes, and I use them as food supplementation. And no matter what you're doing, I mean, you've got to know exactly what the weed is, and that's why I became increasingly reluctant to give this talk when I didn't have the examples, a great number of examples of weeds to hand around. Because if you pick the wrong one, you can do damage. So you've got to know exactly what plant it is. If you don't, I'll take no responsibility. First of all, I'd like to look at the topic of weeds for food. Now, a lot of people believe in free ranging, and some people are passionate believers in free ranging. Others don't bother. There are some breeders that with birds, in particular bantams, in particular white ones, for example, where the birds spend virtually all their time in cages. And it's true of other species of birds as well. I mean, if you've got expensive finches and you let them out, well, you're not going to see them again. So there are reasons for it. My birds free range every week. They don't free range every day. They free range every week. And I tend to let them out, except in this really hot weather, particularly growing chickens, I just let them out now to find a cool spot. But the larger birds will be let out of an afternoon, and they've got a couple of hours to run around and scratch. And you'll see that they can be quite selective in what they eat. They might, for example, go and get some Cybertusa. And could I extend a welcome to club members? If you don't have any of these weeds, phone me up and you're welcome to come to my place and pick some. Cybertusa was introduced to Australia with Australia's beef growing industry. It's a leguminous vine. There's a lot of protein grasses and legumes which have been added to Australia mainly for the beef industry, also for the dairy industry. And they really value add to an area of pasture, and that it doesn't matter whether you're grazing chooks, geese, cattle, dairy cow, whatever. This is Cybertusa. It'll grow all over things. It's great when it's in.
Oh, look.
You're taking a photo, are you? Do you want a white background or something?
No, it's good.
Like that?
I'll have to share.
Just show people. You're going to be famous, you realise.
I really, love anonymity. If it's in a beef paddock, beef cattle paddock, it gets chewed down a lot, and it's not a problem. And in fact, if you look up at various lists, this is not on the weed list. However, in some places this is very definitely a weed, and that's in places where you don't have beef cattle chewing it down mainly. Now, legumes, which add extra nitrogen, are added to beef cattle paddocks, because when you increase the nitrogen in the food intake, you increase the efficiency with which the animal converts vegetable protein to animal protein. So legumes are good. Legumes in places where you're not grazing beef cattle can be an issue, particularly if it's this one. Quite a few seed pods there if anyone wants to try it. But again, I would urge against growing plants which have a tendency to grow in places we don't want them around. But that's side of choose. As I said, the important thing is to be able to recognise it. And if you know what that is and you've got it at your place, there's certainly nothing wrong with grabbing it and throwing the chook out, particularly if it's throwing seed pods, because if the chooks can eat the seed pods, well, it's not going to spread all over the place and give you extra hard work. So that's that one.
Oh, thanks.
I am getting prickled, but I didn't want to show that one next, so I'll take it out because otherwise it's going to make itself known.
You've got those other things as well.
This is green panic. It is, again, it's a grass which has been introduced, as many grasses have been, for the beef industry. If you talk to beef cattle people, you know, the grasses they chase, virtually all the grasses they use are exotic grasses. I mean, you can, I look around my back paddock and I can still see some little examples of barbed wire grass and kangaroo grass, and they are used in landscaping now, but they're not higher protein grasses. Now, green panic is called because it grows so bloody quickly. Seed, in hot weather with rain, seed will sprout, and from sprouting it will go to a plant producing seed in a week to 10 days. I mean, after heavy rain, don't bend over this thing, it'll poke in the eye. It really grows far too quickly. Ideal for a paddock with beef cattle. Goes berserk. Take it home or throw it in the bed. What I do is, because it can really take over the place, I'll walk around the weekend with a feed bag tucked in my belt, and I'll grab all the seed heads and stick them in there, and then I'll hit the grass with a herbicide, usually Roundup. That way I'm making sure it doesn't sprout again. This is a protein seed, it's a bit of supplementation for the chooks, and yeah, I'm cutting down on the workload, but it's just a bit of value adding as I'm getting rid of it. So that's green panic. Lots of other grasses will come out of that category. Rhodes grass, people with a rural background, a cattle background, will be able to rattle off a whole range of a whole lot of grasses which are desirable in a beef cattle
Pass it to Vic.
or
You hold it up, Vic, so we can have a close look. Yeah, just like that.
Ross, just on one thing.
Yep.
With your panic, there's 4 or 5 different panics, wild native ones, well, around straps. We shred it and freeze it. And you can keep that for 12 months if you want to, frozen, because we have to feed green food for the bird, for the finches.
Okay.
So it is possible to shred it and just run it through your fingers.
Put it through a mulcher?
No, we just take the seed straight off here, into a bucket. Just the seeds. Take the seeds off. Can I do one?
Yes. Just no one blame me if these seeds start growing here.
If you just pull it through your fingers, you'll end up with it just.
And I've seen chooks doing that, putting their beak down and just running their beak along and straight in the seeds.
You can do it and freeze it, and you can keep it.
Okay, right. Thank you.
I'm in the process now. I did enough for 12 months.
Oh, yeah.
But the other thing in February, around about February, that will get an ergot on it.
It'll get what on it?
Ergot. It'll get a white sticky substance on it.
I have seen that.
If you get it, do not use it. Under any circumstance, do not use it, because it will kill your birds.
Okay, thank you.
February, is it?
Around about February, yeah, once the humidity gets really high. So we sort of now frantically piling bucket loads of that.
Okay. We do have a club member who, because, there was a purpose for it, with chook food, just didn't bother trying to control it at all, and took over 2/3 of his acreage. So they can give you a bit of heartache. It's just like any animal, like any bird, any plant, you've got to keep it under control. What is it? It's a mess because it's
Dying.
yeah, that's the clue.
Oh, it's cobbler's peg.
Cobbler's pegs. Cobbler's pegs. Named because the seeds look like little tacks. You got the seeds just here.
Where?
Just here. There's the seed head.
Oh, yes.
Another one just here.
Get your socks.
Yep.
The seed
dog's
pods
ears.
look like, back before shoes were made out of vinyl and glue, these little tacks were used by cobblers. This is 11 to 12% protein.
Wow.
This is used as a salad and steaming vegetable in poorer areas of the African continent where it's native. So, cobbler's pegs, again, if you're picking cobbler's pegs, this is one that you would toss into the chook yard. Again, if there's any of those little seeds sprout in the chook yard, well, the chook's going to eat the green pickings, and so it's not going to grow up. And you value add it. Cobbler's pegs.
We've got cobbler's pegs.
You can have some more if you like. You can take that.
Yeah, they grow really well in our veggie garden, nowhere else.
Yeah, I think I've got it. Yep, thanks.
Okay. Sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
This is a lovely one. If anyone wants to take this home at the end, it's got little purple, picky purple flashes in the sweet potato. And you can see the pinky nature in this shoot here. Not a good keeper. So it's the sort of sweet potato you just pull out of your garden just before you cook a meal. But it's supposed to be quite rare. I don't know why, because it's gone berserk in my garden. But if you're trying to get large roots, then commercially with a lot of potatoes, I'll roll the leaves, they'll get a roller behind the tractor and just crush them, but you can get a similar effect just by cutting them off. You can feed the leaves to your chooks, and then the tubes will grow some more. So yeah, if anyone wants a little sweet potato, there's a couple of plants there. It's a lovely, and we have dirt all over
Oh,
your
that's
dressing.
okay. No problem.
Lovely sweet potato, but not a keeping sweet potato. The pinky purple one. Yeah, not the one with purple skin.
Sorry.
No, in the flesh it's got a little bit of a pinky purple
Oh,
flash.
actually, I might get it closer.
That's all right.
Leaves or
Oh,
the
just let me tip off the dirt.
Yes,
The dirt was
very
on
dark, actually.
two down?
Dirt was on your...
Piece of paper.
Yeah, well, they're not a keeper, so commercially you won't find them in the shops. I got the original piece from that through a meeting with the Queensland Subtropical Fruit Plant.
That's better.
And
Actually, see
yeah,
the
as I said, it's
tubers.
just grown berserk. But if anyone else wants, you know, a bit of that particular sweet potato, give me a call. I won't pass this one down, this is a spiky one, it's not a friendly one. Scotch thistle. The Scotch thistles have quite a deep taproot, which can bring up minerals from down below, which have been lost to the surface feeding plants. Blanch them. Not an old plant like this about to flower, but the younger ones, which you just chip out with your toe on your boot, throw them in a bucket of hot water, which will take the sting out of the prickles, and then your chooks will eat them. Again, it's a bit of value added. Blanching, yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I was able to find in terms of weeds for food. There's a range of others, and as I say, I would think that it, something we can probably add to, or people can bring along their favourite weed. Herbs so that's herbs for food, or weeds for food. Weeds for medicine.